Joyce here. Today I wanted to talk about the poor me defense, one of the 5 defenses in the Rees-Thomas profile system, and the one that's most commonly associated with emotional intelligence specialist. If you remember, emotional intelligence specialists, or EISs, are the feelers in the organization. And so when they go into poor me, what it really happens is they collapse into a victim. And sometimes it's with just the slightest criticism or what you would consider the slightest amount of stress, just because they're a lot softer. So you have to be really careful about how you word things so that you don't put them into that defense. Their pain point is that they melt down. And so when you try to guide them out of defense, again, the first thing you do is you make sure you're in your core, that you're genuine, and that you meet them where they're at. So they may be literally crying in your office. Don't ever call them out on it. This is something they've been called out on their whole life. You're too emotional. Stop crying. Suck it up. All that's going to do is push them further into defense. So you meet them where they're at and you appreciate them. And if someone's crying, it's because genuinely it's really hard for them. So just appreciate it. Just to say, hey, I appreciate how hard this is for you. This is overwhelming for you. And so if you acknowledge that, that really helps them to know that you care, which is super important because this is a very, very sensitive profile. Remind them that these emotions are their gift, that they're the heart of the organization, that they understand people, that they understand our customers, and their contribution is these emotions. I am lucky that you don't see a lot of EISs around. At the school at Rees-Thomas, I'm an instructor, and so is my roommate. And my roommate is a pure EIS, and she is just lovely. And it takes a while to build rapport. So keep in mind, this is not someone that you're going to build trust with very quickly. It takes time for them to relax and for you to relax and to find that common space. But they're just an incredible profile when you can get them out, when they're not in defense. One of the best ways to get them out of defense, or to guide them out of defense, or for them to guide themselves out of defense, is for them to take action. But the defense is kind of a collapsing or an imploding. So one thing you can do is to say, okay, how can we understand what's the best thing we can do as far as having ideas for how we can appreciate the feelings of our coworkers or of our customers or whatever, and have them come up with creative ways to get that feeling into the company. And so you're asking them questions, you're trying to understand where they're at, and then giving them action items that are in alignment with their strength, which is feeling. So they're kind of gentle hearts. You have to be really soft, but underneath is just these incredible hearts. And again, I think I mentioned it in the other video that just hopefully we get more and more of them in the business world as time goes on.